My cousin Emma always had a smile on her face. She was a recent high school graduate, a beloved older sister and friend, and she had plans to attend the University of Washington. Emma was only 18 years old when a distracted driver collided into her left side. And after 48 hours, doctors took Emma off of life support. Every day, 8 people will die in a car crash because of a cell phone distraction. My cousin Emma was a victim of a driver who thought texting was more important. Shortly after my cousin's death, my parents had me sign this pledge to avoid texting while driving. I signed this pledge without hesitation because I was witness to how dangerous the act could be. For many young adult drivers, texting behind the wheel has become an epidemic. Some even call it a habit. They know it can be risky, but generally they still continue to do it. If you are one of the thousands of students who text while driving, whether sending or receiving, ask yourself this one question. Is a 5-second text message worth my life or the life of someone else? I say to you, it can wait. It's no surprise that as of 2011, the US government website for distracted driving found that more than 196 billion text messages were sent or received in our country. The Wireless Association says that texting behind the wheel is more common today, and it's actually deadlier than drunk driving. This is because text messaging requires visual, manual, and cognitive attention from drivers. There are a handful of states that have already enacted laws banning cell phone use, but there's still growing public concern, and it's becoming more common to use technology in the car. When you're driving down the road and you hear your text tone, many of you, by habit and instinct, will grab your phone and start reading the text message. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says it may take you about 5 seconds to read that text message, but traveling 80 miles per hour anywhere from Nephi to Cedar City on I-15, that's enough time for you to cover the entire length of a football field. This past March, a Utah State University freshman named Taylor was driving at about that same speed of 80 miles per hour, but she didn't even have time to apply her brakes before she collided into a tanker truck. She was killed instantly. Taylor had been traveling by herself to her hometown in Idaho, but she'd been texting every 90 seconds. In an interview on the NBC News Today show, her dad said, "To them, texting is not distracting. They're so proficient at texting that they don't feel it's distracted driving." Our U.S. Transportation Secretary, Mr. Ray LaHood, echoed this same idea this past summer. He said that when they're behind the wheel, young people think they're invincible. They think that nothing can happen to them, and we know the statistics don't bear that out. Mr. LaHood was also instrumental in initiating a new government campaign for distracted driving. This campaign will provide up to $17.5 million in the year 2013. But while laws continue to be implemented, it shouldn't take a lot to change our habits on the road. Instead, here are a few ways to avoid the dangerous habit of texting while driving. First, designate someone to text for you. Second, silence or turn off your phone and place it out of sight. Third, consider buying a Bluetooth earpiece. It could be an investment that could save your life. And lastly, take the pledge to avoid texting while driving. Again, I signed this pledge because I was witness to how dangerous the act could be. I ask you to take the pledge with your friends and your family to avoid texting while driving. My cousin Emma is no longer here because someone thought texting is more important than staying focused on the road. A few seconds of distracted driving can kill other passengers, other drivers, bicyclists, or even pedestrians. Or in other words, your friends, your brothers and sisters, your neighbors. It is an epidemic because young adults know it can be risky, but generally they still continue to do it. Change your habits on the road. And remember, when you're behind the wheel, your text can wait.